Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about things that keeps you poor. If you think about these small things in life, so we talk about, do you mow your own lawn? Do you cook? Do you clean your own house? Then if you do all these type of things, then you should watch this video, because maybe, just maybe, this video will change the way you do things in life. And you don't have to stop all these things. It's just that here, if you can change this here, everything changes from today. Welcome to my YouTube channel again. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the two types of mindset. What keeps you poor and what makes you rich. To start with, we got what I call the C part, the P part, the S part, and the I part. This here is the poor mindset. Okay? Now, this is what we don't want, the poor mindset. And this here is what you call the rich mindset. Okay? Now, we want to go from, if you are here in this mode, right? We want to go from here to this. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can go from this to this, from this to this. So this correlates with this one, and this one correlates with this one. So that's what we don't want, that's what we don't want. And this is what we want, and this is what we want. Okay, so I'll talk about each of these in detail. But in the first part of this video, I'll talk about just that C and P and how these two correlate. So we're going to ignore that for a bit, first there, and then in the second part of this video, I'm going to talk about S and I. Right, so when I mentioned C to P, what I mean here, so as I said before, this is your poor mindset, and this is your rich mindset. C stands for consumer. This here is what's keeping you poor. Or at least what I can tell, most people who are here in this category here is what keeps them poor. What I mean by this is anyone who watches TV or Netflix, eats at a restaurant, or whatever you can think of as a consumer. What are you consuming? Things like using someone else's services or products. Technically, this is the definition of consumer. So anyone who consumes someone else's services or products becomes a consumer. You want to get from this mindset to a producer mindset. Now, P here, as I said, stands for producer. If you can get from consumer to producer, you've gone from poor to rich mindset. What is a producer now? A producer is anyone who produces a service or product. That's a producer. Anyone who produces a service or product. Now, for instance, in this video, I'm producing a video. I am in this category here. If you are consuming this content right now, you are in this category. So you want to go from this category to this category. You want to win in life. A lot of consumption alone doesn't help. Yes, for sure, you can consume good content, consume a book. Another example is if you are reading a book, read a book, you become a consumer. In this category here, what do you want to do? You want to become an author of a book, a YouTuber, owns a restaurant, producer of a Netflix show. So, you see the difference here? These are things that you don't want. Watches TV. What you want is producer of a Netflix series. You don't want to eat at a restaurant, you want to own a restaurant. You don't want to read a book alone, you want to write a book. So you get to see what is the difference here. Of course, as I said, in your life, you will probably read a book. Billionaires do read books. Doesn't mean that every book they've read is a book that they've written. That's not what I'm saying here. All I'm saying is read as much book as you want. Go and produce one as well. If that's what you're passionate about. Eat at a restaurant. If you're passionate about food, how about you own a restaurant? You're not just eating at restaurant, you are also the one giving that service of providing food or catering or whatever. If that's obviously the sort of passion you have. Watches Netflix? Produce a show. Consume content on YouTube? Consume content on YouTube. That's good. Nothing bad with that. Right now you're watching content on YouTube, but you want to go from this to probably create your own YouTube channel. Let me solve about this. Suddenly you go from consumer to producer. The whole point of this is to start thinking what is working as a consumer in your life. What are all the things you do without you knowing? Put them in buckets. Are they consumer, things that I'm doing right now? Or are they producer, thing that I'm doing right now? So if you journal this in the coming days, in the coming weeks, start writing down at the end of the day, what are all the things, 1, 2, 3, 4, that I've consumed today? And what are all the things that I've produced today? This is consume, this is produce. And you yourself will start seeing whether the weight of producing things is more than the weight of consuming things. If that's true, you start making money in your life. Money start coming in. Because if you produce anything, guys, in your life and you consume less, you start going to make more money. Whereas if right now you're consuming more, then there's more money gone in your life, more time gone. And remember, guys, time is your biggest asset in life. If you're consuming, your time is going. If you're producing, you're having more time as well, more money. So from now on, I want you guys to start thinking, how can I go from a consumer mindset to a producer mindset? And if you start doing this and apply this in your life, the producer mindset and less consuming, I guarantee you that your life will change entirely. Not immediately, but probably a few months down the track, probably a year down the track. But if you start producing, and less consumption, you will see a big gain in terms of money, respect, time, power, everything that comes with a rich mindset. So that was the C and P. In the next part of this video, I'll talk about the S and I. Just as I said before, we have the pull mindset. In the first part, we talked about this, how you can go from C to P. And you don't want to consume, you want to produce, right? In the second part, we're going to talk about you don't want to be S, you want to be more I. And what this means is what I'm going to talk about now. S and I. Alright guys, so the second part of this video, S and I. Alright, so this is the poor mindset again, and this is the rich mindset. If you guys know what S means, can you put that down in the comment section? And if you guys know what I means, also put it down in the comment section. Let's see if you can guess it. Again, there's a correlation between these two here. Similar to the C and P technique we had used just before. You don't want that, so that's what we call as a saver. Now, what is a saver? Before I come to the I, what is a saver? So, a saver is if you fall into this category of people where you try to save every penny because you think this is how the rich live by saving every penny. That's a saver. You try to save penny by doing all the things yourself. I'll give you an example here. Do you mow your own lawn? Do you mow your own lawn? If the answer is yes to that, then you fit in this category, saver. Another example, do you cook your own food? If the answer is yes to that, you fit in the category of saver. Another one, do you do your own laundry? Yes, you fit in this, right? These are all what you call savers mindset, poor mindset. As you can see, this is all talking about household chores. Things like cutting your own lawn, cooking your own food, thinking I'll save some penny here by cooking my own food, or doing my own laundry, or cleaning my own house? If the answer is yes to all this, you fit into the savers category. Now, it doesn't mean that if you're doing one of these, you're poor. That's not the intention here. The intent is, I want you to start thinking here in your mind. If you're doing all of these, you fit into this saver. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people might love cooking. Some people might love cleaning their own clothes, and they're very rich people. Nothing wrong with that if you're doing that because you love it. The big differentiator here is I love cooking. That's a big differentiator here. If you love cooking, do it. No problem there. Do this. If you love mowing your own lawn, do it. Not a problem there. But if you're doing these things to save penny, that's where you are a saver. Now, I'll ask you this question, right? How many rich people you know probably have a maid or a driver that drives them around, or a cook? Why do you think these people have cook, maids, drivers, or you name it, people to take care of these small things in life? Because then they have something that is called time. Time is the essence of everything. If you can be rich in time, you start going into this I category. I'll talk about what is I. If you guys know what it is, put that in the comment. As I said, pause the video now and put it in the comment. So you can see what I'm trying to do here is try to change your mindset from a saver mindset to the I mindset, which I'll talk about in a second. Now, the whole point is, if you love cooking, if you love driving around, if you love to do your own lawn, do it. If you love washing dishes, if you love laundry, do it. But if you're doing that to save penny, think about how much time can you save if you were to outsource or delegate all these tasks. In a week, you might be saving, let's say, you take the weekend to do all this, right? 2 days per week. You use that same time that you've saved, 2 days per week, and you do something you actually love, right? Actually love, right? That's how the rich thinks. Again, journal down all the things in your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are all the things in your life right now that you're doing just to save penny? Write it down. You might not be in a situation right now where you can pay someone, but if you write it down, consciously you'll know that this is all the things I'm doing right now that I don't want to do anymore. You don't want to do cleaning the dishes, you don't want to do your laundry, you don't want to do mowing the lawn, you don't want to do cleaning the house. All the things that you don't want, write it down. Essentially what you're doing is you are writing down all the things that you don't want to do to save pennies. And you're also starting to get in this category of people. The rich mindset type of people. This is very important, guys. Now, what is the I stand for in here? If you guys got it right, that's investor. So you want to go from a saver mindset to the investor mindset. This is the thing that you want to get. And what does an investor do very well? They invest money to get more time, right? And if you get more time, you get more money. If you get more money, you get more time. It goes back and forth. So if you save all these, let's say if you save 2 days per week here, and you do things that you actually love, imagine how much money you can make if that was a producer mindset on top. Remember the consumer producer? If you're a producer mindset with a investor mindset, this is why I had the quadrant there, if you guys remember. The C, P, the S, I. So you don't want the consumer mindset, you don't want the saver mindset. But if you have a combination of producer and investor, this is what you call a killer mindset right there. The producer and the investor mindset combined. Again, you've saved time by getting rid of the penny stuff that you were trying to save here. To invest in that time that you've saved, yeah, it will cost you some pennies to pay all this. But think about the time that you've saved. Rich people don't think money in terms of money. That's a poor mindset. Poor people think of money instead of money. Rich people think of money in terms of time saved or gained. When you can start thinking, how much time did I save here? How much time did I gain here? You are starting to become or develop the rich mindset. Poor people, they always think about how much penny did I save? How much money did I save? Even though if they're trading their time, if you're trading your time for money, then you have a poor mindset, a saver mindset. If you're trading money to save time or gain time, then you have a rich mindset. Very, very important stuff here, guys, that I've learned in my life and changed the whole way I see life. In this video, we talked about your consumer mindset, your producer mindset, your saver mindset, and your investor mindset. As a recap, this is the poor mindset, right? And then this is a rich mindset. Now, you don't want to be poor, you want to be rich. How do you go from a consumer mindset to a producer mindset? And how do you go from a saver mindset to an investor mindset? So this is the thing that you don't want to have to journal down all the things here in a day that you are consuming. Just do it as a journaling thing for a few weeks, month. You yourself start seeing whether what you're doing right now is more consumption versus what you're producing in a day. If this here is more than this here, then there's a problem here. You want to go less consumption, right? Less consumption, more production. As you start writing down what are all the things that you're consuming in life and what are all the things you're producing, you start seeing that you're very conscious about what you're consuming, whether it's you're binge watching TV, Netflix or whatever, whether you're watching too much of YouTube, whether you're eating too much outside at restaurants. You want to start doing less of those and produce more. Whether you are reading a book here, so you want to do less of these, well, read lots of books, but at the same time start thinking, did I ever write a book? If the answer is no to that, I'm pretty sure you can come up with great contents to write a book, especially if you are someone who's reading a lot of books and stuff. You can write a book, especially with today's day and age. You can use ChatGPT or anything like this to write a book. Have a YouTube channel, things like this, right? So we talked about how you go from a consumer to a producer mindset. Very important if you want to be rich. Be a producer. Savers. Again, what are all the things in your life right now where you're trying to save a penny? All the house chores stuff that you're doing to save a penny? Write them down. And start thinking, even if it's just in your brain, start thinking how you can outsource that so that you save not money. Remember, the poor talks about saving money. The rich talks about saving time. You don't want to save money, you want to save time. You want to gain more time in your life. That's how the rich thinks. So start thinking, what are the house chores, those things that you do in your life that you can either, 4 things you can do here. Number 1, delete them from your life. Number 2, delegate them to someone else. Number 3 is you delay that activity. If it is to do with something that you don't need to do, just delay it. And number 4, I would call that as automate it or systemize that task. Give an example. Let's say you were doing some house cleaning. How can you automate this thing? Let's say you don't want to spend money paying a maid for that. It's very expensive. Well, invest in those vacuum robots, whatever you call that. Invest in something like that. I do have something like this in my house, and that saves me a lot of time that I can use to produce these type of videos, for instance. If imagine I was cleaning my own house, and just another example, cooking food. Although I love eating and I cook great food, I don't like cooking every day. So what we do between me and my wife, we have days where I cook and days where she cooks. And that helps us save a lot of time that we can then use to invest in something we actually love. Again here, what do? You start thinking how this time that you've saved or gained, with this time that you saved or gained, start thinking what can you produce. The answer's all here, guys. If you love binge watching movies, I'm pretty sure it doesn't take lots of energy to produce a movie because that's your passion. If you love eating lots of food, maybe you can produce food by cooking or having a restaurant or whatever that is. If you love reading books, maybe write a book. Pretty sure if you love reading books, then you're passionate about books and just write a book. And how do you get that time? Dump all these things that you are trying to do to save pennies to gain more time so you can invest and produce more stuff. So this is the consumer, producer, saver and investor technique. You can call it the CPSI technique. And if you start doing more of these two here, I guarantee you'll start forming this rich mindset. And with rich mindset, you're going to get more time. And with more time, as I said before you're trying to save pennies, guarantee you there are lots of money that you can start making here. Very simply put, tell me one billionaire in this world that consumes more than produces more. Elon Musk produces Tesla, SpaceX, you name it. He just keeps producing. Jeff Bezos, Amazon, Ambani, they all are producer mindset. Name one billionaire that cooks his own food, do his own dishes, clean his own house. No one. Right? So unless, as I say, if you love cooking, that's a different story. Then to save time, to invest that time to produce more. So this is the whole process here. Don't save pennies, save time so that you can produce more. That's it. Alright, thank you guys. If you love this type of content, I put a video last week as well. So as I said, every Sunday 10 AM Melbourne time, I'll be putting this content out there where hopefully you can gain some value. And if you love this type of content, there should be a video that will appear sometimes now or at the end of this video where you can watch that video I put last week. Again, as I said, CPSI, use this to your advantage. Share it with your friends and family who wants to get this type of valuable lessons. Hopefully this has changed the way you see things from how poor people think and how you can think as a rich person as well. And all the best in your financial freedom journey. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you. Cheers.
Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not understanding.
Don't forget to go and watch my second video that I put last Sunday on how you can go from where you are right now to goal setting to have $1 million in 10 years. And if you've loved this type of video, again, share it with your friends and families. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.